Hey guys, and welcome back to a new video. Today I will be watching Aqua and Veno's 25 kill win in the Duo Cash Cup, and I'll be showing you how they did it and how you can do it too. Off spawn, loot quickly by having a good loot pad and pushing the team contesting you. Aqua and Veno did a good job to finish the fight fast off spawn because of this, and then they got a beam with their burst rifle which helped them to finish the fight faster. After the fight, they get the vault which allows them to leave their POI sooner than any other teams. Then they can WKEY instead of looting for more time. They rotate out of commando 1 minute before zone 1 even starts moving. They do this because if you want to be getting a high kill game win, it is important to WKEY fast early and mid game on unexpected opponents that think they have a free rotate but then will suddenly get pushed by players like Aqua and Veno and panic and die. The first fight they get into mid game, they do a good job pressuring and not letting the other team turn it into a build fight. Then they get the first kill by approaching from 2 different angles, which catches the opponent off guard. Now the opponent wasn't really that good, but it would have worked against a good player. And then after that they kill the other teammate easily as it's a 2v1. When rotating mid-game, be aware of already built-in rotation on the map. As you can see, Aqua and Veno are very aware and use all the rotation around them, such as the collider and the cannons all over tilted in the fortress. The rotation allows them to then get an easy kill on an unexpected solo in tilted. When you are WKEY, you should try to carry quick heals as they allow you to finish fights faster. Because while the enemy is using a medkit, you've already popped 2 flappers and it's in his box. As you can see, Aqua and Veno know this, and that's why they carry Chust Bash. Also, when Aqua is 150 head, he could have popped the splashes but doesn't, as he knows he could get siphon off the solo or the shields from his loot. And he can keep his Chust Bashes for more important fights later in the game. Aqua and Veno are constantly being aggressive, but if they're in zone and storm is moving, they don't heavily push the team unless they get a beam and know they can finish the fight fast. In this fight, as always, they are both looking for different angles on the opponent. They do this every time, which shows that if you're not doing it, you've no chance in having a big WKEY game. It's important too to have good cons with your teammate, as here, when Veno drops in the box, Aqua probably told him to push him from the back and it led to an easy kill. Here, Aqua and Veno got caught up in storm, so then they try to rotate out of it by attack sprinting and using mats and a launch pad, but also they didn't look for any fights, unlike how they do when they're in zone. This is why it is so important that you do not get into a storm fight as much as you can, because all it ends up is in both teams getting griefed. When box fighting in endgame, they build in hard metal and patiently wait for an opportunity. Here, Veno gets a shot on the enemy when he was in the open. Veno waits for Aqua, as it is important to always fight close to each other, especially in endgame. Then, once they're together, they safely box fight while protecting all angles and then shit on the enemies. The main reason Aqua and Veno get so many kills endgame is because they use pre-edits. In this clip, they push this box while spraying the wall, and then Aqua tries the pre-edits, which works, and surprises the enemy, which makes it really easy for them to get the refresh and elimination. Another tip is it is usually best to get the low ping pair of the duo to go for pre-edits, as they will be more likely to take the wall off the opponent. If any of you know Aqua and Veno, you know they're going to want to take height, which they eventually do in this game. I'm not going to go over how they did it. Firstly, Aqua started looking at it the second 6 zone pulls, because it didn't pull to them, they didn't make a big base on height. They instead rotate the zone and get the front, meanwhile keeping pressure on the team on height. Before they try and take height, Aqua lands and fully heals, while Veno looks for a refresh. This shows how aggressive the team is, but because they are so experienced, they rarely make a little mistake when being so aggressive. After failing to get the refresh, Aqua looks at height and spots they are quite low down. Then he goes up and build battles the duo and gets height, then puts pressure on them from above to get them down fully, so they won't go for height again. Then, for the rest of the game, they play height perfectly and get the win. One extra thing I noticed, which is fairly common sense, is how even though they didn't get many kills on height, they still could get refreshes because of Veno running into Storm with white mids to get old loot, which allowed them to stay on height and keep tapping. Then, finally they 2v2 the last team and killed them with ease. For a WKEY game, big win, they played close to perfect, and from watching this VOD, I hope you've learned a lot of new tips and will now go and implement them into your gameplay. Thanks for watching and goodbye.